Welcome back to UPSC in 8 minutes. Today, we're moving way beyond rote article memorization to tackle two recurring, highly scoring concepts in the GS Paper 2 main syllabus. We're talking about constitutionalism and constitutional morality. Now, if you want to score above average in polity, you absolutely must stop treating these as just simple definitions.
So in exactly 8 minutes, we're going to break down their structural definitions, the operational differences, and those essential Supreme Court judgments you absolutely need to know. No fluff, just high-yield conceptual clarity. Let's start the clock and jump right in.
Okay, first things first, let's lock down constitutionalism. Simply put, constitutionalism is the political philosophy of limited government. It is the complete antithesis of arbitrary rule, tyranny, or dictatorship. What it means is that the government doesn't just get to do whatever it wants. It derives its authority from a fundamental body of law, and crucially, it is strictly limited by that exact same law to protect your individual liberty.
Now, for your mains answers, you've got to remember this golden rule. The mere presence of a written constitution does not guarantee constitutionalism. Take North Korea, for example. It has a written constitution, sure, but it completely lacks constitutionalism because the state enjoys absolute power. True constitutionalism actually requires built-in institutional checks and balances. It's about actually limiting power, not just putting it on paper.
In the Indian context, this limitation of power is upheld by three structural anchors. First, the separation of powers between the different organs of the state. Second, the power of judicial review vested in our courts. And third, the enforceable fundamental rights of citizens that the government simply cannot legally violate. These are your non-negotiable pillars.
So, how does the UPSC actually test this? Well, they're going to ask you how India preserves this limited government. And your answer must anchor on one incredibly powerful concept: securing constitutionalism via the basic structure doctrine. Which brings us to the landmark Keshavan and Bharti case of 1973. This right here is India's ultimate institutional safeguard. The Supreme Court ruled that, yes, Parliament can amend the Constitution under Article 368, but it absolutely cannot alter its core features, things like judicial review, secularism, or the federal structure. By doing this, the court permanently limited the constituent power of the legislature. It ensures that a temporary political majority just cannot dismantle the democratic fabric of the state.
All right, let's pivot to our second concept: constitutional morality. We have to draw a hard line between popular morality, which is just what the majority might think at any given time and can totally include social prejudice, and constitutional morality. This principle dictates that administrative actions have to strictly adhere to the core values, philosophy, and spirit embedded within the Constitution, rather than just its literal text. We're talking justice, liberty, equality, and inclusiveness. Constitutional values must always trump popular opinion. Just because a majority of society views something as taboo or immoral definitely doesn't mean it's unconstitutional.
This was actually popularized in our Constituent Assembly debates by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who noted constitutional morality is not a natural sentiment, it has to be cultivated. He borrowed this term from the historian George Grote, and it perfectly captures the idea that the state and the judiciary are bound by the morality of the Constitution, not the shifting opinions of the masses. We have to actively work to uphold it over our own biases.
To secure top marks in your GS2 answers, you must cite how the Supreme Court has applied this concept to expand civil liberties in reality. Let's look at two major 2018 rulings. First, the Navtej Singh Johar case. The court used constitutional morality to strike down Section 377 of the IPC, explicitly stating that the rights of the LGBTQIA+ minority cannot be withheld just because of social prejudices. Second, the Sabarimala temple case, where the court held that customary religious practices must align with the higher constitutional morality of gender equality and individual dignity. In both instances, constitutional morality acted as a highly active tool for social transformation.
So here's my challenge to you. To really cement this, try tackling this practice question. Constitutional morality is a safeguard against the tyranny of the majority. Critically analyze with recent judicial precedents. Try structuring a 150-word answer for this 10-mark question using the exact framework and cases we covered today. Think about how the spirit of the law protects the few from the whims of the many. Drop your structural thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this explainer helpful, be sure to subscribe for more high-yield, fluff-free masterclasses. See you in the next one.